Yo, people, always saying it's your boy Muzi 13. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. It's the post-match reaction to the Aston Villa Arsenal game. Aston Villa 2, Arsenal 1. Arsenal suffered their second defeat of the season. And it wasn't a good game all around, man. I'm just have to be honest. It wasn't a good game all around. Aston Villa were up for this game. They've been in really good form coming into this game. In their last 10 games, they had won 8 and I believe lost 2. They had picked up the most points in the last few games. So they had been in really good form coming into this game. Arsenal would have obviously fancied their chances, but we didn't play with the intent that I wanted us to. Aston Villa won like pretty much every first ball, every second ball. They won the duels. We just weren't up for it this game. And I got to give credit to Aston Villa, man. Sometimes when your team loses or whatever, you're like, what did Arsenal not do well? What did Arsenal fail at? Which I know Arsenal did. Like, they didn't perform to their utmost best, but Aston Villa was a huge part of that. They're the main reasons why Arsenal didn't play as good as they should have played today. I felt like the approach going into this game from Arteta was wrong. When I was doing my match preview for this game, I said play the likes of Victor Gyökeres up top with Eze on the left, Saka on the right, Odegaard in the 10. He went with pretty much that, but then he played Merino up top. And Aston Villa play in this mid-block, mid-deep block at times, but they also play on a high line when they're pressing you with the ball. So we didn't really have the pace to exploit that. Whenever Saka had the ball in transitions, I'm looking like, okay, who's supporting him? Like, who's up there with him? No one. Merino's still in midfield, dropping back. And it's not Merino's fault. That's just the way he plays. He's naturally a midfielder, like, converted to a striker this season. But when you don't play Victor Gyökeres to stretch your defense, they're thinking, oh, happy days. Like, we're gonna dominate this game. And they did exactly that. They get their first goal through playing with the quick transitions as well. They had the ball on the left, switched it across the box. As they sleep in at the back post, don't know what he's doing. He's ball watching. Cash sneaks in behind him, volleys at one time underneath Raya, and they get the 1-0 lead. Going to halftime 1-0, I'm thinking, Arteta, just make the changes. I was originally thinking Martinelli and Gyökeres. I forgot Trossard was back on the bench, so it was good to see that he was there because he brought on Trossard and Gyökeres on, which was very good for us. And the first 10, 15 minutes, the game absolutely flipped. We started dominating more, came out with more intention, and we get the goal through creating more. Saka gets the ball, plays it across the goal, takes a deflection, goes to Trossard at the back post. He shoots it on target. It's a goal, 1-1. You're thinking, okay, we've gotten the equalizer now. Let's take advantage of this game. Let's kill this game off. The 10 minutes after that, we had a bit more control. Aston Villa slowly started growing back into the game. And we didn't necessarily take advantage of the game, like seize the tempo. The game was very back and forth, almost like a basketball kind of game. These kind of games where you need control in the away games. You need the likes, and that's where you see Arsenal really missing their defense in the likes of Gabriel and Saliba. They kind of bring that calm and presence to the defense, even the midfield, because what happens when Gabriel and Saliba are not playing is you have to see the likes of Rice dropping even deeper, Zubimendi dropping even deeper. I was watching a game, and at times I'm seeing Zubimendi in the middle of the center backs, and Capio was pretty much almost playing left back at times. Timber was playing right back. White was overlapping. Sometimes there was Rice in there. Sometimes I saw Odegaard play center back. So it was just like they were compensating for the defense, not necessarily being the best, not necessarily building up play the way Gabriel and Saliba normally do that. Whenever you have Gabriel and Saliba in tandem, you see them both. Sometimes they'll step up at the halfway line. They know that if you play the transitions in behind, they have the pace to to recover, win the ball back, and do what they have to do. So we really missed our defense today. It didn't help to see the fact that Christian Mosquera got injured in the game midweek. Now he's expected to be out for 6 weeks. So these injuries are building up now, and it's not good for Arsenal because what we're having to do now is we're compensating for the injuries in the center back by kind of like switching up the dynamic of the team. Timber has played right back majority of the season. He now has to drop into center back to play White at right back, kind of like changes that dynamic over there. We're not as necessarily as solid as center back because we're playing Hincapie and Timber there, which is probably not even a second choice pairing because our second choice pairing is Hincapie and Mosquera. So yeah, not a good day in the office all around. Disappointing result for Arsenal. Now the likes of Man City have the chance to close the gap on Arsenal to 2 points. Aston Villa closed the gap from 6 points to 3 points. It's going to be a tough month ahead for Arsenal. We have to hope that we bounce back in the next few weeks. We also play Aston Villa, funny enough, later in December, but at the Emirates this time. So it's going to be interesting to see what we've learned from this game, what we can take from this game. Not the end of the world yet. Obviously, unfortunate to lose Arsenal's second loss this season, but let's really just hope and pray we don't pick up any more injuries. These injuries are starting to catch up to Arsenal now. No excuses, though. Like, I'm not using the injuries to blame the result for this game because that was separate. Aston Villa deserved the game 100%. You always have to mention that. It's not an excuse thing over here. We give you the real facts, but it is what it is. We keep it moving. The league ain't lost or won in December. It's March, April, May times. As long as you're still in a dominant position, as long as you're still, leading the gap or leading the pack, that's when you really lay your marker. And I'm hoping that around that time of the season, we have our big hitters back, our Gabriel, Salibas, all those top players come back and then play over there. So we keep it moving. It is what it is. Arsenal lost 2-1, but not the end of the world. But yeah, it's been your boy Muzi13. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts as well in the comments. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace.